I don't like that. Hold on.
We could just start it with, hey, we up our intro so many times, so we read Midnight Sun. Here we go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Two Girls, One Bad Book, where this week we did not read the most unhinged book on Kindle Unlimited. We read Midnight Sun. I'm Zan.
I'm Kat.
And last week we read Twilight, so we decided this week to dive into Midnight Sun. I had read Midnight Sun previously when it came out in...
I have never read it until now.
And it came out in 2020.
Yeah.
Which was 15 years after Twilight came out. And she started writing this book back in 2008, which was 3 years after the original book. It was actually then someone on her forums leaked like 12 chapters of Midnight Sun. And I think it really upset her, so she stopped writing it for about 15 years, decided to come back. I'm not sure what really prompted her to come back, but I mean, honestly, I'm glad she did.
Money.
Well,
I think this book should have been a dual point of view with Twilight. Yes, I think they should have been together, not separated, but you know.
Most definitely. I kind of have that now, that perspective of reading like people like Scarlett St. Clair who do that, where it's like back and forth, and it's very like nice to understand both like internal dialogue, so you know character development basically.
Yeah, because the way I perceive him in Midnight Sun is now drastically different.
It's changed,
versus how I saw him in Twilight, and that would have made, I think it would have made it a greater love story.
Yeah,
if they had been together.
And that's why I'm kind of wondering, back in like 2008, after Twilight had come out, she kind of realized that she didn't fully develop Edward, and people don't know his perspective, so she was like, "Oh, I need to like clear the things up."
Yeah, that's a good point of view. Probably. I imagine she was working on it before that, like as she was writing Twilight, and then just decided to stick to one point of view, but I would have been so good if they were together.
I know.
Because there's a lot of perspectives that change because of that.
Mm-hmm.
One's, like, his perspective makes it so much better.
You get to hear his brooding, self-loathing.
He doesn't seem so weird anymore, and, like, hot and cold. Like, he is still hot and cold, but, like, it makes sense as to why he is, rather than just some dramatic teenage boy that thinks, like, the world is ending. Because in his world it is when you actually read about it.
It's a weird character development, though, from watching the movie Twilight, and you get to see a little more character from Edward. She does have some hands in the directing process of the movie, but this kind of really gives you the full insight, because I think a lot of criticism that came out after Twilight, even especially the movie, people were like, "Oh, he's creepy."
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like 2008 is so close to when the movie came out that I'm kind of wondering if like she was already planning on explaining herself, or if she felt like the criticism was too heavy that she was like, "Oh shit, I have to explain myself now."
Probably both. Definitely the book doesn't make him any less creepy. It makes you understand him better, but a lot of the stuff he does is still super creepy. Like watching her sleep. Like, you understand why, but it's still super creepy.
The one thing I wish I could have found on the internet, got my hands on, was the original 12 chapters, just to see like how it compares after reading Midnight Sun. See how much she changed.
They were different?
Yeah,
are they gone?
Edward.
You can't find them?
I couldn't find them. They're probably on some like 4chan
wonder if you can
Reddit page.
Oh my god, reverse web search them.
Maybe, probably.
Not reverse. What is that called? Wayback Machine.
Yes, because it was on she had like this blog, this Twilight. I don't know if you ever went on it back in like 2008. It was like a fan Twilight blog where like there was fan chats in there, like Discord kind of, but she could post on the main feed, and people were losing their minds about it. Like the site would go down and be like, new announcement, that all it would be, and it'd be like she's releasing a new book. Breaking Dawn was the big announcement for a while.
I wonder if it wasn't that she was worried about criticism when she decided to back away, but she was so mad that someone leaked her first rough draft, which means it was probably bad.
She was pissed off, and I found like a direct quote from her, and she said that she is going to pause indefinitely, because if she were to write Midnight Sun in her like headspace currently, James would win and all the Cullens would die.
That's a little excessive and dramatic.
But she just, I guess, was just bubbling with anger.
That's a little overdramatic. a little extreme reaction.
Yes, I mean, that is kind of...
I do think that she probably had to rework it a lot because otherwise it wouldn't have... He still wouldn't have looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks slightly better, but definitely not. She didn't make him to the character that she wanted him to be, in my opinion. She wanted him to be this great, like, you know, perfect man kind of... He's not. He's kind of creepy. He's a little weird. But, I mean, she did her best. I still think that my perspective of a lot of characters changed. Especially because you can hear what they're thinking.
Yeah, one of the biggest... I did read some, like, reviews of the book before we started this today, and one of the recurring themes where people said, oh, it's too drawn out. It's underly edited, overwritten.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way. I was like, I loved it because, like, I had these characters in my head that were, like, open to interpretation, like how they came to be. Even though you got a taste of it, obviously, in the Twilight movie. But it helped me, like, really build a world around Twilight. Not, like, this book couldn't stand on its own. Like, if you never read Twilight, you'd be like, this is the worst book I've ever read in my life. But if you're a Twilight fan and you, like, froth at the mouth for content, like, that was... It gave everything I wanted.
I feel like it was... I agree with what that person said, but not in the way that you're thinking. I do think all of that information was valuable. I think it was the excessive information of, like, the conversations that are just kind of, like, grazed over in the first book.
Yeah.
They're
like
way too many. Like, it's when he's questioning her in the car and stuff like that. I don't need to know every sentence that was said in that, because it's supposed to be multiple hour-long conversation. And I don't need all this excessive... I feel like she was trying to make Bella also look better.
Yes, 100%.
But didn't quite manage that. Well, it was not even through Edward's eyes, just the information she was giving about herself. She's not interesting. And I think she was trying to make her sound like an interesting person. It just was not kind of
justifying why Edward was obsessed. I mean, you see that in the opening of this book. I want to say it was like 14 pages of the first time he sees Bella, and with, like, the biology class, because you open up and you hear him being like, who is this boring ass basic bitch everyone keeps thinking about?
His description, like, what he's thinking as she's coming into the biology room, though, that was good. Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, I don't know what I was thinking originally. Just, you know, she smells good to him or whatever. But him sitting there thinking about how he's going to take out everyone in that room to get to her made everything so much better. But I can still only picture him from the movie.
Just holding his...
Like, but in reality, he's, like, breaking the desk and, like, looking around, like, erratically and, like...
You also realize, like, he gave a little more insight into the vampires themselves, because he was like, I am just as thirsty as Jasper is, but up until right now, I could control it. And you get to see, like, that, like, animal side of him, because in the book of Bella, you see, or from her perspective, he feels like he would never hurt her. He'd go to, like, the extents of the earth to not ever hurt a human again. But this, you're like, he's like, how do I kill all of these witnesses so I can eat this lady?
Just like James, but slightly more controlled. Yeah. That's the only difference between them, because they have the same want. They want to drink her dry. But Edward's a little more controlled with it. Because, him sitting there, I mean, there's, like, 15, 20 pages of just that. Like, and that happens in, like, the first, like, I don't know, 15 pages is just the first, like, 30 seconds of her being in that room. Absolutely. And it's just him trying to figure out how he's going to navigate everything.
Because his first thoughts is, like, I have to clean up my mess or whatever. And he's like, I got to take out all these, the teachers, the kids, everybody.
I can take out that one first easy. You know, the first few are going to be fine because it's just I'm just going to snap their neck. Like, so good. That made it 1,000 times better. Just because he's not even thinking about her as a person at all. It's just food, which is...
That was supposed to be 2 hours. Okay, cut. 1 second. Oh, God damn it. That literally said an hour worth of something, but... And I said I didn't want cuts.
Why is that flashing? Or why was that? Oh, it was behind us that was flashing. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
It was the TV.
Back to Edward in biology, wanting to drink Bella's blood.
Yeah. He, yeah, I liked him just from that. Like, I still think he's kind of a dull person, but, like, him sitting there, like, really thinking about it. And then when he's in the room, when they go into, when he goes to try and get out of biology with her, because he's like, I got to get myself out of this situation. This is a good way to do it. Him realizing he could just take out the one singular person and get what he wanted was fascinating. Because it was like, I was waiting, I was like, you could totally do it. That's only one witness there.
Yeah.
But I appreciated that. That was like, see, if that had been in Twilight, though, it would have made that entire interaction so much more fascinating.
Yes.
Because you would have seen, he wasn't just being weird and thinks she smells or anything like that. It was like him having a crisis.
Demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to really see. I honestly, I hated him. After the way he's like thinking about Bella, I'm like, damn, he hates this girl. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill her. And then he goes to Alaska with some other bitch.
Yeah. It's funny because of how many paranormal romances I read, my like internal thought was like, just do it. Just screw it. Just go for it, dude. Like, you don't know her. It's just some girl. Go for it.
Because he was like, I could just, hey, Alex, escort you to your next classroom. And
just like, it would have solved this whole problem.
Yeah, just take her.
The only thing that would have been the issue is her dad. But like,
yeah,
poor guy. Yeah, and then going off to Alaska, that's what like, she added almost too much information with that kind of stuff. Like, I get trying to give him a little more of a backstory, but like, a lot of it just seemed unnecessary. Like, it was unnecessarily long for those scenes of just like, yeah. But him trying to figure out if he's going to go back. He's not a good guy.
No, this was like, I did not like him.
He's not a good guy. Because, yeah, he should have stayed away. They all should have left. That would have made the most sense. But also, he was like, he's going to hunt her. So that's what I mean by he's exactly like James. They're exactly the same. Like, he couldn't keep away. He just was slightly more controlled about it. But also, there's one thing I don't understand with this entire universe. Why doesn't she just donate blood and then he drinks it? He would get both. Like, he'd get what he wants.
Well, the whole premise is like vampires don't drink human blood because it causes them to have the red eyes and be the frenzy.
Wear contacts.
Well, it's not even that. It's like they get some kind of like disease or they become mad.
Yes.
They get a little crazy.
But even like a little sip, he would have been fine. At least get a little of it out of your system.
Yeah.
I do like his, like, the backstory that she does give him, like, how he came to become a vampire and stuff like that. I thought that was really good.
His parents both died.
That's sad. Yeah. But also, like, I feel like the mom didn't quite know what she was asking him to do. Because she was not saved. He wasn't going to get saved. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know. I guess when you're dying and delirious, you would want anything for your child.
Yeah.
But Carlisle was kind of selfish in doing that. He was lonely. So he decided to turn someone.
Yep. 17-year-old boy. It's going to be 17 forever.
Yeah, of all the people, why not the mom or the dad or any of the other people that were in, why him?
I don't know.
What was it about Edward that made him want to change him? I don't know. That part was weird.
Maybe it's because he was talented. Because he knew he was a musician. Because they mentioned about.
Yeah, I guess that's, but
hey,
find someone useful. Like, of all the things to pick, like, pick a carpenter. Somebody to build your houses. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just thought that was weird. I do like his, because like throughout all of it is him listening to people's internal dialogue. Yeah. Yeah, I was really wrong about Rosalie. Like, she kind of terrible and super jealous, which is ironic because she's
Are you talking about when she's sitting at lunch and she's like comparing herself to all of the other vampires? She's like, I'm so much more beautiful than all of these people.
Like everywhere, all the time. She's always comparing to herself to how much more beautiful she is, which I don't feel like fits in with her story. Mm-hmm. Because because she ends up taking out, like, her whole thing is she gets attacked by, like, isn't it the guy she's going to marry and his friends or something?
Or something, yes.
I don't know. Her personality doesn't fit with her story, especially because she gets vengeance on them. Like, she doesn't strike me as somebody that'd be that conceited. Yeah, like, she's just so obsessed with herself, which I understand her hating Bella because she represents what she wants. Yeah. But she acts like she's, like, more beautiful, and it's just odd.
Yeah, it is strange. I mean, you hear all of the Colin's, inner dialogues and stuff like that. And yeah, Rosalie's is definitely the least insightful.
Jessica. Wow. I was very wrong. That girl is a mean girl to the core. She's horrible.
Every single thought that she has is about Bella and why the hell everyone else cares about this girl.
Her and Rosalie are made to be together. They are both terrible, which it makes sense because they're like, especially with Jessica, cause she's just a teenage girl, and there's a lot of girls that think like that, but oh my God. And even Edward's like, I don't know why they're friends. That girl is mean.
And I'm wondering if that also adds to Edward's attraction to Bella, is he's like, man, I really want to, she's so sweet to this mean girl and to everybody, and they're just assholes. And he just like, he's like, oh man, like this is the one person that like I've never had listened to somebody or seen someone do something so selfless around all these horrible people.
I think he has an obsession with her blood and the fact that he can't hear her. I really think that is the extent of his feelings. Like they could say whatever they want in these books. Mm-hmm. That is the only reason he cares, is because of her blood and the fact that he can't hear her. I think in his way of thinking is, if I can't kill her, then I'm going to have to be with her because I want that smell and that I'm obsessed with that. Yeah. I need to have that with me at all times if I can't actually do what I want. So it's not, I don't know. Because, yeah, she is sweet to everybody. She's not even really anything. She's kind of indifferent to everybody. Mm-hmm. I would say he's sweeter than she is, especially with what he does with Angela. That was so cute.
Yeah. He has the ability, obviously, to read minds. He reads Jessica's, who's just a straight bitch, hates Bella. Angela, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Absolute, just like angel. And then, obviously, Mike, trash human being that just constantly
all the guys
sleep with Bella.
Every guy. Oh my God. Which again, like they're teenagers, so like I'm trying to keep that in mind, but
yeah.
Oh my God, they're all awful.
But he uses her like weird like gang of mismatched people to like fuck with her a little bit. Like, yeah. He goes and I think we talked about the last book, because it was mentioned last book. We didn't know Edward did it. He set up all of these like little interactions with the boys and Bella. Like he forced her into these awkward situations.
He was toying with her. It was like he's playing with his food.
He absolutely was.
The whole time, which is so like, it's hard because like I want to like him.
Yeah. But yeah, he's being a dick.
He's playing with his food. And he keeps his like, I understand the hot and cold where he's like that kind of thing where like, maybe if she'll pick one of these and then it'll take, some of the weight off of him and stuff like that. But he could have just walked away.
Yeah.
And he should have, but I can't, the internal dialogue would have been so good in the first.
Yes, because he moves from this like monstrous being that wants to murder her constantly, and then he makes like a mental decision to be like, I think I'm just going to try to be normal and be nice to her, but also like I'm so unworthy of her. Like I'm a monster. She is a sweet angel being that shouldn't even be associated with me. But he's like torn between those two feelings. And so he's when he's being nice and like trying to like be friendly and be like, oh, like my name, introduces himself, be like, I'll walk you to next class. In his head, he's like, you're a fucking idiot. You should stop. Leave her alone. Just walk away now.
He hates himself as much as Rosalie loves herself. It's crazy. Like, can you imagine living in a house with both of them? No. God, that'd be exhausting. Because it's just constant. And you could hear so many different people. So, like, you hear Rosalie and then you hear, like, Alice's thoughts. Their connection with each other, they should have ended up together, I think. Because they have the perfect connection between them.
Alice and Edward?
Yes. One, because he can see what she sees, which is really cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. And they can alter what's going to happen based off of his decisions and stuff like that. But also just the way they talk to each other is so... They love each other, just not in the way that I think they should. But they both care about a lot of people, and like, it's just cute. Their relation, that would have been a good love story. They're so cute together.
And is that the reason that he decides to like, because he talks to her, but then Alice says something about like, she's like, oh, I see you two together, right? And then he's like, oh shit, no, that's not what I want. I don't want to harm this.
Yeah. I can't be with her.
Yeah, this human.
They have, like, it constantly changes based off the decisions he's making, but she, like, will keep in touch of being like, hey, whatever you just thought, like, that's bad. Don't go that direction, and then he'll change his thought pattern or whatever, which is kind of a nice cheat sheet if he thinks he's going to take someone out.
It's that meadow scene that Alice keeps seeing. She keeps seeing in the future the meadow, and it keeps changing. Alice keeps seeing Edward biting Bella, like changing Bella at the meadow. And I think that's kind of, because it hasn't happened yet.
That's true. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that was the meadow scene they kept seeing. I kept thinking it was them, like, together, not the meadow. I don't know how I misunderstood that one. But that makes more sense.
That's why he kept pushing the meadow off. Because, I mean, the sequence of events obviously goes the same as Twilight.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But the meadow is, like, down the road. But you feel like you realize why it took them so long to hang out is because he was trying to avoid that specific situation. But you get to see, like, this, because you always wonder, like, why was Edward in Port Angeles? You know what I mean? Like, in the first book. Like, he was 100% stalking her. And in this book, you get the insight is he's, been around her for what, like 24 hours? Yeah. And he's like, this child cannot, like, go more than, like, a few hours without hurting herself. Like, she's always going to be hurting herself. And so when he figures out she's going somewhere where he can't watch her, he's like, I have to keep eyes on her at all times. So that's why he goes there, because he thinks that she can't save herself.
Genuinely think he just didn't want someone to take what he wanted, which was her blood. Like, yes, she gets in accidents and she's accident prone, but I genuinely think that's all he cared about. If it's going to spill, it's only going to spill because I took it.
Because of me.
Yeah, like, that's how it comes off to me, is just like when she scraped her hands at the La Push, and he comments on it, and you could tell, like, he's irritated that she had actually gotten hurt when she was there. Yeah. And it's like, I bet he would have just immediately jumped on that, which is crazy because he doesn't want to be around her blood either, but you could tell that's why he does a lot of the stuff he does. It's not because he's in love with her, which is the way that she tried to write it sound like. He doesn't love her, he loves her blood. That is the same reason she doesn't love him, she loves what he is. That's the way
to help her not be so
pick up,
helpless and clumsy. She can be a vampire with heightened senses.
Him listening to what those guys were thinking, though, when she's about to be attacked, is crazy.
Yeah, now you know why he reacted the way he did.
Yeah. Well, like, you could already kind of guess from the first one, but it's like, nah, it's justified. What happened after, I got so excited and then immediately disappointed. Because he tells Carlisle. He tells Carlisle, and Carlisle says he'll take care of it, so they go there, right? And then Edward leaves, and I was like, oh my god, yes, Carlisle's gonna take him out.
Yeah.
And then the next, like, thing is them watching the news, and the guys got arrested, and I'm like, why couldn't you just take him out? Yeah. Why do you gotta get him arrested? I got so excited.
I know. But
I was like, yay, protective.
He did something, because I feel like he was like, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to go back and brutally murder these people.
That's what he should have done, my opinion. Would have saved everybody, because those guys could get out of jail.
True.
He could have made the world better. Because that's even what he did when he was drinking from humans. He was taking out
serial killers.
Yeah. Just that's one more time. You don't need to drink their blood. Mm-hmm. Get rid of them real quick. I was so disappointed. I was really hoping that was what was happening.
I will say in Port Angeles, my favorite thing that happened in this book was the scene where he gets Bella food, she gets her mushroom ravioli, and he is absolutely, like, deterred by what this waitress is thinking about him. She's like, ooh, cute boy, like, oh my god, he's so cute, and tells all the wait staff, because he did a first waitress, and then they switched waitresses. But the whole time he's like, I hope she's intimidated by me, so she quits flirting with me. And so he, like, shows his teeth, and he's trying to be intimidating, and she's just, like, falling more in love. And Bella's like, does he not understand, like, that what kind of
dazzling him?
Why is he why is she flirting with the waitress? Because in Twilight, she's like, he's flirting with this waitress, the waitress is flirting with him, obviously. It's a back and forth thing. And in the book, he's like, I'm gonna scare this woman.
Yeah, it's just
scare her away.
Imagine how much easier life would have been for both of them if he could read her mind.
Yeah,
like, so much easier.
I don't think there would be a story.
I want to know, like, take this aside. In the book, like the movie aside, in the book, he's kind of described as like a nerdy looking, like shaggy haired kind of kid. He's supposed to look like a teenager.
Yes.
Why are all these women hitting on him? Because you know those wait staff are probably grown women.
Yeah, 100%.
Why are they all like? I mean, every person they encounter, they're like that with him. And like, I get that's supposed to be like part of the thing with vampires. Nobody else seems to have that issue. Like everyone's talking about Edward and they really want Edward at the school. No one's talking about Jasper or Emmett. Like it's
taken.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Yeah, no, it is kind of a little creepy that everyone,
they're like falling over themselves to get to him, and it's like I'm picturing him as this like somewhat scrawny guy. That's what the other thing is. The way he's described in the beginning of the first book. Towards like the meadow scene, he's supposed to be like this, like a string bean kind of thing. And then the way she describes him in the meadow when he takes his shirt off is like he's ripped. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Also, wouldn't his body stay the same as it was when he died?
Yeah.
So which means he'd be super scrawny.
From like TV back in the 1800s.
Like he wouldn't have filled out at all. I just find that so funny. Because you've got all these grown women throwing themselves over this little string bean lanky kid.
Hey, I mean, they're doing it now again. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, we'll go back to where they're in the car. They're driving back home. He's taking Bella from Port Angeles. And you hear his inner struggles of, like, should I tell her? But then his justification was because the treaty had already been broken, right? Was that the reason why he decided to do it? Or was he just like, fuck it?
I think that was part of it. Because, that definitely was like they mentioned that, and he tells Carlisle, like, hey, just so you know, like, the kid accidentally screwed this up. I'm glad they didn't do anything about it, though, because it's like, whatever. Plus, the people they made the treaty with are gone. Yeah. So, like, is the treaty really standing, like, kind of thing?
I mean, you hear, what is his name? What is Jacob Black's? Is it his uncle or his dad?
It's his dad.
Whatever, when he comes around, because Edward is in front of Bella's house and he can hear.
Oh my god, his internal dialogue is hilarious.
He's freaking out. He's like, holy shit, it's a vampire.
Yeah. So what is she doing? Does she know? Oh my god. Like,
panicking, and then there's just Jacob's little inner dialogue, like, oh, hey, look, there's Bella.
He's like, oh, that's a nice car. I wonder whose car that is.
The dynamic between those two and just straight up panic.
Yeah, because his poor dad, like all the dads in this.
Billy Black.
Billy, yes.
Yeah, Billy is absolutely losing his shit.
I was cracking up at that because he's just like, oh my god, vampire.
Yeah, it's just alert.
Cold blood, like
going
screaming in his head. And I love how he's like, this is going to be a problem. No, it's not. Yeah. What is he going to say? Nobody's going to believe him if he's like, hey, by the way, that kid your daughter is dating is a vampire.
And this is where we get more of Bella's personality in that scene specifically, because you get to hear the way that Bella talks to Billy about this. She stands up for Edward and the Cullens to Billy. Like, basically, like, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yes. Yeah. She was like, I know more than you. Yeah. Shut your mouth.
He was in such a bad position. Plus, especially, he didn't know the treaty had already been broken.
Yeah. It was
so he thinks like, I can't do anything because the treaty's in place, which is dumb. But also, again, what was he going to do anyways? It's not like he could fight them.
He was not a werewolf.
No. That took me a really long time to realize that they aren't. He wasn't one. I don't know why that took me so long to figure that out.
So, okay, so where are we now? We're back in Forks after Port Angeles.
They haven't gone to the meadow yet.
No.
Yeah, this is when they're doing that, like, they're, like, talking all the time. And this is where I realized that I don't like Bella at all. She, at least not the persona she's giving off to him. Because he's doing those questions. So there's the scene I think it's, like, towards the beginning of the first book where she's like, I'm going to listen to the music that my stepdad gave me. Yeah. And she describes it like an old lady describes music that them young kids listen to these days. And then you find out in this book, it's Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She was listening to Linkin Park and talking about it like it was some absolutely wild, insane thing to be listening to. And then everything she says is very much like, she sounds like a grandma. She's very old sounding.
Her personality is, even like her favorite books and her favorite movies, it's all older literature.
Which
older movies.
Cannot tell if it's like that's truly just what she's like, or she's trying to impress the old person that looks like a 17-year-old. Because like oh my god, it kills me. Like the whole time, that Linkin Park thing really, I sat there for like a good minute, just like
builds up to.
Are
nothing.
You kidding me? It was me.
She opens up Edward's CD thing and she goes, "Oh my gosh, this is
right." Yeah,
and it's a Linkin Park CD.
Or I think he asks her like, "What's in your CD player right now?" Yeah. She's like, "Oh, it's just something my stepdad gave me. Yeah, it's Linkin Park." I like her stepdad. I like him. Let's get his story.
Yeah, the parents.
Yeah, but yeah, it just that's where it was like, okay, I get it. Like this, like it would have. It's cool to get some of the insight because the first book kind of just like we talk in the car, breezes over it, but like it's only about her. And I think she was trying to build her character a little more too.
That I 100% feel like that too.
And it was just a little too much. Like, I just don't care quite that much about what you like. Like, can you just... Like, can we move on now?
You do learn how shitty her mom is, though. Because, like,
oh my god,
already knew that in Twilight, but she was working to pay she was working to pay her mom's electric bill.
Yeah.
So the lights to go when she was, like, 14.
Like, I want to say, like, her mom just has ADHD, but no, I just really think she's incapable of being an adult.
100%.
Like, the first time she talks to her mom when she moves there, the mom's asking where her dry cleaning is.
Yeah.
Why do you not know where your own dry cleaning is? Why does your kid know that? But, like, everything, and her having to leave Forks because her mom essentially is getting depressed because she can't go travel with her boyfriend. And, like, she feels tied down. I do not like her mom at all. Like, I cannot stand her. She has, like, a moment... very brief moment in this book where I'm like, okay, she's not that terrible, and then immediately ruins it again when she leaves. But yeah, listening to her talk about that, I'm surprised Edward wasn't like,
yeah, no, I mean he was like, dang, like she's the parent.
Yeah,
she is
that he does. Here. Yeah,
that's the reason why she is why she is she was forced to grow up, so now she has like she has no like sense of like being selfish, or she doesn't have like that. So it's lack of personality, but she cares for everybody in her life but herself.
Because she even takes care of her dad constantly.
She cooks for him every night, which is left out in like the movie.
Yeah, and they go to the diner all the time. No, she's cooking for him every single night.
And there's one night where I think she was hanging out with Edward, or she was out somewhere, and she was like, "Oh no, Charlie's gonna have to fend for himself."
Yeah,
there's leftover cod in the.
It's when she falls asleep reading outside. And then I think
when
she like wakes
woods?
up, and she's like, "Oh crap, he's coming home right now. He's not going to be able to eat anything."
She's constantly taking care of everybody. Which kind of like makes her a relatable character for some people. Because there are people out there who have to do that for their parents.
Yeah, like I totally get that, and she's not necessarily a terrible character. She just is.
Stephanie, I feel like Stephanie left her personality so blank, so everyone could be like, put myself in her shoes, be like, "Oh, I'm Bella."
Yeah.
And she's so insertable and replaceable.
I could see that.
But also kind of wonder how close that character was written.
Because I've experienced a lot of the same things that she did. I also moved away from my mom when I was 17 in the middle of a school year. And to live with my dad. Like, I've experienced a lot of the stuff she did. I took care of myself a lot like she did when she was younger. But still, God, she is boring. And just everything she likes is so... It's not even as boring. It just really gives I'm not like the other girls. That you should like me more than them because I listen to the old things you do. Or I read the old things you do. Yeah. Or I like the color brown. Her whole thing with brown was weird.
I was like, why that color?
Just like, I miss the desert. No one misses the desert. We live in a desert. No one misses here.
If you guys don't live in a desert, trust me, you won't miss it.
Awful.
You will not bring the cacti with you when you leave. There's cacti everywhere.
Yeah, she ends up like describing one of the plants that's in Arizona that's essentially like a dead tree. She's like, it's so beautiful. No, it's not. You are living in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and you're telling me you miss flat brown dirt. Like,
rocks.
Get over yourself.
We don't have grass, we have rocks.
Yeah. Beautiful, I just can't.
Yard rocks. So we do get a little more when we go to the Cullens' house whenever she's invited over. Again, like the first book, they don't linger very long, but you get more of Carlisle's story. through Edward's perspective, which is fantastic. I did not know that story.
Like his story. I think his makes the most sense out of all of them because his was just like, he was dumb. That was really it. That he just did a dumb thing and wasn't thinking it all the way through. And him sitting, he gets bit and then him hiding while it turns, and he got bit in like the worst possible spot, so it's gonna take forever.
It's because he witnessed his father. His father was a priest, was a vampire hunter, and he decided to go find these vampires for his father to impress his father. He found them, but to get revenge on finding them, the like head vampire killed his father in front of him.
Did I miss that part?
That's what ended up happening.
Oh my god, I missed that part.
And he was like, he was still like young at that time, so they didn't touch him. So later on he hunted them again. Once he found him, he bit him in like an awful spot that like took days.
It sounds like he like bit him like here and it was gonna have to travel through his whole body. Which I can't imagine how painful that would have been. Because you're in pain the entire time and it's slowly creeping through your body.
He tried to starve himself because he refused to drink blood. And he was just going to try to die, but he couldn't. Yeah. And then he joined Volturi and all the other stuff. And then.
But I do like that he kept, essentially, was it a cross from his dad's church?
It's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing must be worth millions. Yeah, I know. That thing is cool. Like, I can picture it. I wish they would have put that in. Like, I know the books came out, like, after the. But it would have been cool to have that. Like, you see the caps from graduation, and then, like, the next scene, you see the huge cross. Because you know that thing would have been cool again. But, yeah, his story is a lot more... I feel bad for him. Because, like, take away the sparkles. That could have... Yeah, like, that would have been a scary situation, especially if he just kind of wanted to get revenge on him. Because they killed his dad.
I want a Carlisle book.
Oh, yes.
He is so... I know that people have said it's under-edited. I loved all of the Cullen backstory that was just embedded in this book and made me so happy. Because they're very much like side characters in the Twilight.
It's not even just backstory. Just you get their personalities more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially Alice. Because she is obsessed with meeting Bella. She's like, I know we're going to be best friends.
He's like, shut up.
Yeah, like I'm so excited.
Yeah, she's coaxing him into like trying to like date her basically. Yeah.
Also, learning more about how Jasper works was interesting because you do learn a lot more about how his powers work. Emmett, I think of all of the Cullens, I love Emmett the most. He is a big, goofy, like he's just a happy, goofy guy. Like I know it sounds dumb, but like every time he's interacting, like he's constantly teasing them. He's like an annoying big brother.
And even Edward was like, I feel bad reading everyone's mind except for Emmett because anything he thinks he will say out loud.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. Like he makes fun of him constantly. He makes fun of all of them. And if Edward goes up to him with like a really weird request, he's like, okay, sure, let's do it.
And you find out how he dies in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, the bear. I love the like. He just can't get over that first bear. Like
so he hunts bears.
So funny. Yeah, and then Rosalie, you learn that she carries him all the way. I want to know what is the thing that makes them like find their person? Is it just like how Edward is?
Maybe just like the way.
But I don't think she'd have enough self-control to not drink him.
Bleeding out.
But that was like, I don't know. I feel like Rosalie would have become a lesbian. I'm not gonna lie. After what she experienced, I feel like she should have ended up a lesbian. Because I would never trust men again after that.
After that, yeah. That's
like I died. Like no, hell no. Mm-hmm. Plus, well, no, then she'd have to fight for attractiveness. Never mind.
Did you find out Esme's demise before this? This is the first time you hear about it. How she threw herself off the cliff.
I feel like it's mentioned in the other books, but this is the first like
in depth.
Yeah. Hers has a sad story.
It is sad.
I also feel like she would have been mad. Because essentially, she throws herself off a cliff because she wants to be with her kid. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine that? And then someone's like, hey, now you're going to live forever.
Eternal damnation, never see your children again.
Yeah. How selfish was he?
And that's the reason why he turned the other kids, because he was trying to give her children again.
That's so much more messed up. Like, I do love that, like, she does treat Edward like a son, but, like, the way that it's written is pretty much like after he turns her, she's just like, oh, I'm happy because I'm in love with this guy. But oh my God, the rage that a normal person would have felt. Like, not only was I was doing that on purpose. But now I'm never going to see my kid. Like, if there's an afterlife, I'm never going to see my kid. That is so selfish.
I really want their story, because I'm sure she was really resentful towards him at the beginning.
I probably internally. That's definitely not how it comes off in this book, though. It sounds like she already liked him a lot, and it sounds like she just like kind of got over it really quick. But I would love to hear her internal dialogue as that was happening, and just be like,
the back and
"What
forth.
did you do? I'm what now?" But yeah, I do like that they gave that
little tidbit.
That's just
sad,
horrible. All of it,
like all of their stories.
But every single one of them, with the exception, I would think of Rosalie, is okay. Maybe an Emmett is selfish.
We're back.
We lost a tree.
The tree fell over. We have no tree back there anymore. Yeah, and yeah, I mean it's the same thing. Is you hear so much more of these siblings than you get to learn about in Twilight. Like you were saying earlier with Jasper's power during the vampire baseball scene. You really understand, like, because Edward's freaking out. He's like, why is everybody so chill?
Yeah.
And you realize that it's Jasper. He's like keeping everyone under the radar.
And he's cloaking her.
Yeah, he's like, James doesn't even notice.
Yeah. He's making them seem so unimportant. That was so good. And the thing, like, I really just think he tired out. Because in that scenario, with him doing that, the wind shouldn't have made an impact. Not really. But that's a lot of power to be putting out, especially with powerful beings. Like,
hiding a
they made him so much more interesting. Because when they originally talk about his power, it's kind of like I don't know, like we gave everyone a chill pill.
No fear. But the control thing.
Like, but the way that he handled that, it makes the whole scene make a lot more sense as to why it was just like, because they should have smelled her. They should have immediately heard her. They would have known, but he was making it so everything was just like mellow as can be. And that was really cool.
I do like after that too, you get to hear Edward's internal dialogue and the reason why he was being so like persuasive on getting Bella out of there and not going back, because he heard what James was thinking.
I think he heard himself.
He's like, I know my I know what I would do.
I hunted her. I won. This guy's not going to take her from me because I already got her. That's what I mean. Like, it was just, he doesn't care about her. He cares about her blood. Like, he tries really hard to convince himself that he loves her and like they're perfect for each other, but he doesn't. Neither of them do. But yeah, I think he heard in James's mind what he was thinking himself. And that's why he freaked out so hard. Him. Like, it does make sense why he was like, no, we gotta go. Like, because I know what I would do, so I know what he's gonna do. But their whole, everything was just, that was chaotic.
It was, and this book is just mostly Edward panic. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Just internal dialogue panic, because he's always panicking around her.
And hatred of himself.
Yeah, he's very self-loathing.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a monster. Which, I mean...
Did he ever take innocent life? Because I don't think he did. So technically, no, you're not a monster. I don't think he is. But again, I read a lot of paranormal romance, so like I don't think most vampires are all that bad.
Yeah, I think he just hates what he is. In general.
Yeah.
Maybe like his... I mean, you learn that like vampires, they slowly, in this world, lose their like memories of their human life. But I feel like maybe he was just a really sweet boy, like in his...
I have a lot of, like, notes from the first one about that, of just, like, he has barely lived a normal human life, and you're telling me you don't remember being a kid at all? You don't remember being human? You don't remember your teenage years? You're kidding me? At all? Like, I've talked to people that are, like, almost 100 years old. They remember what it's like to be a teenager. It's the same thing with him.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's something to do with being a vampire, or if it's just...
Him, yeah. Like, maybe he doesn't want to remember it because it was like, I imagine it was a really traumatic childhood, but like the way he talks is like he's thousands of years old and he couldn't possibly remember being human. But also they're essentially pretending to be human, so they do know how humans are. But he's acting, he just acts like he's so above it. Like he's above humans kind of thing. And it's like, ugh, come on. You're not that old.
I can't remember what it was like.
He's like a baby vampire in vampire worlds.
he's not. That's Emmett, right? Emmett's the
yeah,
youngest.
I think Emmett's the youngest. But like in reality, like in terms of vampires and how long they could live, he's a baby.
Yeah.
He's barely lived one human cycle.
Compared to, Carlisle. Carlisle's been alive for thousands of years.
God, can you imagine like having to deal with Edward while he's like, I don't remember. He's like, you were just there. I don't remember. But yeah, his the beginning is kind of like, other than like, I love him explaining his thought process of like what he's gonna do to get her. Mm-hmm. But then it's just constant hatred of himself and everything. And I do like that like Alice keeps trying to like redirect it, especially because she tells him when like each time he's gone and comes back, like if you didn't come, like you would have always come back. Mm-hmm. But because you came back with this plan, you aren't going to kill her. Yeah. Like you're not going to do anything bad.
She keeps updating the scene. Yeah. How it's going to play out, how he's not going to brutally murder her. Because like it wasn't that she didn't see Edward turning Bella. She saw Edward murdering Bella.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Which any normal person would have been like, hey, we should leave. We should all go. This is not a good situation for any of us. Because even Jasper says like he's experienced that. Mm-hmm. Hasn't Emmett also experienced that? Mm-hmm. And they know how those turned out. So like why was Edward suddenly different? Like I understand Rosalie being like, what are you doing? Yeah. This is a terrible plan. Why are we doing this? Like you're going to ruin everything.
For all of us.
Yeah. Like I do still kind of agree with her, even though she's
a bitch.
Her reasoning is not all that great. But what was I just gonna say? Oh, knowing Jasper's power and knowing how fast they are and how when Alice realized that they were coming to the baseball field, mm-hmm. they had time to get her out. Yeah. 100%. Nobody can convince me otherwise. 100%. Would have made so much more sense because they're like, well, they'll smell her. Jasper could have cloaked the area. It would have, been less difficult for him to do that. And they would have had plenty of time to get her out. They had like 5 minutes before they showed up. Get her out of there.
I don't know.
Run around in circles so that there's a bunch of wind that dissipates the smell. Like, are you kidding me?
And Edward is literally the fastest.
Yeah. Like, I do not understand their thought process. Or all of you leave. Yeah. Skedaddle. Like, if you know they're coming. Know. Which I guess they don't know that they're like, they have a hunter with them, but like, you have a human with you. Like, mm-hmm. They're so. I just think
maybe everything they did was too confident in their abilities.
Carlisle is. He's way too confident that he can handle any situation, even though he's like a pacifist. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Even, you get more insight about how they tried to like mediate the situation. And then you also find out that James was like waiting at the house.
Bella's house?
Bella's house. Yeah. And he's just back there. Sorry.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you know that he was listening because they say that, but like you could hear it, him thinking about it,
and you know what his plans are of attack. Because Edward's listening to his thoughts, and then he realizes that James knows that somehow, and so James is like fucking with him.
Yeah, I wonder how he figured all of that out.
I don't know how James is. It's just so good, and that's why everything went to shit. It's because James convinced Edward. Yeah. What he was gonna do,
like how that they follow him. Obviously, they follow him and what they did because like Bella's just sitting in the room freaking out, but what they're doing with James and everything was really interesting, especially because they lead him out of the way, and then I like how they like jump out of the car and he's like, I see what's happening here. Okay, and then they're chasing him, which was a terrible plan.
Yeah,
but. And also him just being like, Emmett, sorry, I'm going to owe you a car. Like, we got to ditch this one. But yeah, him messing with them. And there's 3 of them, and they can't just, like, go around him unless James is super fast.
Maybe he could be.
But yeah, that guy's smart. Because he was just tricking them left and right. He was going through ways to get rid of them, and then immediately hopping on to play him was smart. But, like...
Yeah, he basically, he juked all of them, and then... Once Edward realizes that, then they all get on a plane, right?
I feel like they go back to Forks first to see what's up. If they think he's going back to Forks,
they check the house,
and then they realize and they leave.
They do, and I loved, because in Twilight, when they're like at the hotel, you're like, this is the most boringest shit. They're just sitting in this hotel, nothing is happening, and meanwhile there's obviously once they get there, and Edward's like, he gets the car, he rents this like fast.
Oh yeah, them speeding and like switching cars, and that was pretty good.
So something happened? Did it broke down, or like what
no,
happened?
They had stole it. They were going too fast. They'd already made too much attention, so they couldn't leave the car where they were going. So they switched cars again to make it less suspicious.
They hit another lady in like a Porsche, and so she pulled over, and then they drugged her, and then took her car. And they were all like out the windows.
I'm like picturing on a freeway.
Yeah,
like they're on a freeway.
They're
just
in Arizona,
over,
on the freeway, and I've driven down that same freeway. So every time we go there, I'm like, this is where it happened.
Yeah,
this is where the high speed car chase happened.
But I like how he's like gauging which car that they're looking at is going to be the fastest, which makes
you hear a bunch of it's car jargon.
Yeah,
like he starts talking about the engines.
What's funny to me is they're only max 5 minutes behind her, realistically. So that speed should have gotten them there before her, because she left in a taxi, and that taxi's taking his time. There is no way that she would have beat them there.
No.
Unless they're going in the worst possible ways possible.
Well, Alice is telling him, it's like, turn here, go right this way. She's like directing it.
It's just so weird. But I was right about Alice flinging herself down the stairs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that. Especially because she's sitting there planning it in her head.
How she's going to
do it. And then she goes back and she's like, okay, let me try and do this differently, and does it again. But her whole, like, every step she takes is so funny. But yeah, her just being like, okay, and then flinging down the stairs is so funny. But yeah, then going back and, like, dousing it in blood is so smart.
I know, it's... They attention to detail. They can do all that, but they couldn't get her out at the baseball scene.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They couldn't get James before this happened.
They had 5 minutes to get her out. They easily could have gotten rid of her. I don't know what they were thinking. Also, why didn't Alice see that happening?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's the one thing I want to learn way more about that. Like, how this all happened.
Because she should have seen, the second she noticed that they changed direction, should have seen what was going to happen. Based off of what happens in the book. Like, other scenarios. That should have shown. Like, she should have been able to see, if we take Bella away, what's going to happen. If we stay here, what's going to happen.
I think it was because of James. James, and you find this out, because, okay, so let's go to, like, the ballet studio, everything, the little, quarrel with James, they rip his head off. They find the camera, and you learn from Edward's perspective, Edward watches this video. He learns that Alice used to be...
Yeah. In a mental hospital.
Well, James was set on Alice. Like, he was supposed to kill her, I think.
Yeah, he was hunting her.
Yeah, and she got away. So you learn that he knows she has premonitions, so he is playing mind games. I think that's why he was making all these decisions crazy, because he knew she could see. So he didn't make a decision to kill Bella till the very last second, and I think that's why she didn't know.
But she would have known as they were at the baseball scene, because he didn't know she was there. True. There's no way he would have known she was there. He didn't know anything about them until they showed up.
Yeah.
So she should have still seen it. I don't understand that. I mean, I guess that's just one of those, like, plot holes that you kind of have to get rid of. But yeah, she should have absolutely known what was going to happen based off the description of how her powers work. Mm-hmm. She should have easily been able to see that he was going to attack or hunt her.
He's just the perfect villain.
Not that good. I mean, he got taken out pretty easy. I'm not going to lie.
Ugh. Oh my gosh. And then at the hospital, whenever she's recovering, you get to hear Bella's mom's inner dialogue, and it's awful. She is literally like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. If Bella doesn't wake up, I won't be able to see Phil. All these crazy things, not even caring about Bella.
I will give her 1 minute. When she first gets there, when he first hears her, she is freaking out. Like, holy crap, where's my kid? Is my kid okay? It's the second she realizes her kid's going to live that she's like, okay, anyways, like, I need to leave.
Well, it's been too long.
Yeah, but she does the way she's just like, oh my God, this boy is in love with her. And, like, it is kind of cute. But I hate her mom.
And then Edward also lies to Bella. during the hospital scene, because we
Yeah.
obviously we hear it in the first book when she's like, please don't leave, and he's like, I was thinking about leaving, you know.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh shit, this is bad, like I shouldn't have said that, be like, lie.
Yeah, it's just his thought process there that never made sense to me in either book, because you know he ends up leaving, but it's she's worse off if he's not there. If his whole thing is like he doesn't want anything to happen to her, he is better off being around her, because the second anyone knows who she is that is in the vampire world, will go after her because they hate them.
And Alice also told him what happens if he leaves.
I don't think he realized that that's what she was talking about.
Got it.
Because he was saying,
vampire.
I think she was seeing what ends up happening in the next book, which is her doing her whole, montage of, I think she saw that but didn't realize when it could happen.
Yeah.
So when he was planning on leaving again in the middle of this book, that's what she thought she was seeing.
Got it.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you hear for the whole book, he has made his mind up. He is not going to stay with Bella. He knows for a fact he's not. He's like, I'm going to leave eventually, and then he just can't seem to do it.
Yeah.
And even like here at the hospital, he's like, I'm definitely like
I gotta go.
I'm lying, but I'm definitely gonna leave. And then even at prom, at the very end of the book, whenever they're like dancing together, she wants to become a vampire and he refuses her. He knows then. He's like, there's no way. He's like, I'm out. She is better off without me. She needs to live a full life. She needs to go to college. She needs to find a husband, have children. That's what he keeps thinking about. He keeps thinking about children. She's like, she deserves to have children and be
realistically
happy.
I don't think she ever would have had them. Not after taking care of her mom.
Because his perfect reality is to make Bella happy, and he thinks about her having like the traditional like American dream family where it's a husband and kids and this beautiful house. And that's something he can't give her, so he's selfishly making that decision for her.
Yeah, I don't think it's he wants her to be happy. I think it's what will get rid of his guilt.
Oh yeah,
she has to have that life, or he's gonna feel guilty for the rest of his.
Because he's taking her away from that.
Yeah, he wants to take her life. So like, the only way that he can resolve that is if she has a full one, which I get, but like, they both. I mean, this is like 3 months. They're so dramatic, and he falls first, which is crazy. But again, I don't think he loves her. I think he wants to drink her.
Very much infatuation, for sure.
It's obsession.
There we go.
Yeah, because he watches her. He's constantly smelling her.
We learned that he oils the windows.
Oh my god, yeah. Honestly, that was so funny.
Open the window and watch her. This is like after the first time he sees her too. After he comes back from Alaska, he breaks into her house.
Yeah. And then he's like, I had to oil the window because it kept making noise. And then it is like, in a creepy way, cute, because he like puts a blanket on her when she notices she's getting cold, and then puts the blanket back before she wakes up.
Well, and his justification for, because I think Stephanie had to add this, because after like the criticism came out, be like, ooh, he watches her while she sleeps. There's a moment where he's watching her and he realizes that he's like, I shouldn't be doing this. However, like the way I'm watching her is not creepy like the way Mike Newton would watch her. I'm admiring her.
I'm studying her.
Yes.
And how I'm trying to figure out what it is about her that is making me feel the need to do this. But like, oh my god. Yeah, because he calls her like super bland and boring. And then all of a sudden she's like the most beautiful. And he can't understand why no one sees how beautiful she is. It just kills me. I do like, I would love if she would take all of these books and rewrite them as a dual point of view.
Yes. Oh,
I think it would be 1,000 times better. Mm. Like, I would love to know what the rest, like, what's happening throughout the rest when he is in, is it Italy? He goes to in the next book? Is it Italy?
Florence, I think is where it is. Yeah, that's in Italy.
Whatever. I would love to know what's happening in his head while he's doing that. Like, while she's over here hallucinating. What's happening with him? Like, I'd like to know that. I don't think we'll get another one from his point of view, though.
Do you think that he was... So, like, after reading this, do you feel like his actions were justified, like him being a good partner for Bella, or do you think he's still being creepy? Or do you think it's a little bit of both?
It's hard because I don't think either of them like each other. Like, I think they're both dumb, but I also understand. I think I respect him more.
Okay, so change your
I respect him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's some weird hot and cold. I mean, he is kind of an ass, but He has a reason for why he's being like that, and it's just him trying to figure out what he gonna do. I think he makes the wrong choices constantly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I understand him a lot better. Just that first scene, man, that changed my perspective of him completely.
Yeah, it did. When I read this book, I went like immediately like from 0 to 100. I was like, oh, hate him. Yeah. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, like he's like just trying to protect her. He loves her so much.
Because I figured his perspective of the biology scene was going to be like him just obsessed with the way she smells. Not like, I mean, him sitting there just like, okay, who am I going to take out first? What am I going to do? It made it so much better. I understand it a lot more now. Especially him immediately running away, because that is the best decision he could have made, was to leave.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I mean, he was really plotting there for a minute, like how many he was going to have to take out to make this easy cover up.
It's just how strong he is.
I don't know if strong's the right word, because he still came back.
I think it's funny though, because whenever she released Midnight Sun, there was a lot of press about it, because everyone was like, "This girl, it's been 15 years. Yeah. Why is this now?" And they like asked her about like she said it was like one of the hardest books she's ever had to write, because she's having to write Edward as a character, and she says he's like super complicated and he's got a lot of depth to him. But one of her direct quotes from one of those interviews was talking about Edward. And she said, he loves so absolutely and is willing to write himself out of a story. It's like what's best for everyone else. The thing I dislike about him is his obsessive need to overthink everything. And that is her decision. She did that.
Respectfully to her, if he is a complex, complicated character, she did a terrible job of expressing that in words. Because to me, he's not complicated at all. He is he is someone who's stuck in a 17-year-old's mind.
Yeah.
With the ability to take life. That's it. He's not that complicated. I get where he wants to drink her, but he also doesn't want to harm someone. But
that's where the overthinking comes in.
Yeah.
And that's something you don't get in Twilight. You feel like he's just like a strong, confident, brooding character. In this, you're like, oh, he has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
I don't think he's complex. I think he just has self-hatred.
Yeah.
Because I really think that if he didn't hate what he has become, he would have handled this a lot different. One, he either would have taken her out immediately, like he was thinking, or he would have left. Like, or talked to someone. Like, he barely talks to Alice and Carlisle about it. And either one of them would have been like, you need to go. Like, we need to leave. Like, we'll just go now. It's fine. Like, I know we just got here, but it's fine.
I think that breeds his character into being that, like, selfless, like, what's better for everybody else. Because they just got there, and he's like, I don't want to uproot everybody's life, so I'm just going to, like, take care of it myself. But he's not doing a good job. And Alice is the only one that can see what's about to happen. Also, and she doesn't say anything.
If they can cover up that flawlessly with her being in the hospital, they could have taken her out and covered that up so easy.
Can I, hold on, wait. I'm going to give a spoiler alert. Do you ever plan on reading Life After Death?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, it's the gender-bended version of Twilight itself. The gender-bend version, Life After Death, gives you that ending.
Of who's doing it?
Edwina, I think is her name. Or it's something like, oh gosh, it's something around that, like Edwina or something similar. But what ends up happening is at the mirror scene, the ballet studio, she just lets it happen. She doesn't bite him, and they kill him, like in the game. They bury him and lay him to rest, even though he's still alive. But they light a car on fire and put him in it.
Yes.
And they just
so much easier.
Yeah, and then they just bury him.
Why are they making it so complicated?
I don't know.
Just get it over with. Again, but it's only been 3 months, so like. But the other, like, every other couple in that scenario was exactly the same amount of facet. I don't know. It's just, there's so many things that could have easily been fixed. Like running when they knew that James was coming. Maybe walking away. Mm-hmm. I don't know. His character he's 17. That's it. He has the brain of a 17-year-old. It never developed past that. Because that's the only thing that makes sense as to why he reacts the way he does. But
yeah.
Did you see what she might be putting out next?
Oh, no.
There is a rumor, it's obviously just a rumor, But because she's going to the Forks Festival in September, that she's going to announce another book, and people are discussing if it's going to be
Ratatouille?
Renaissance
Oh
and
my God.
Jacob.
Oh my God. I don't know if I want
Everyone's like, I don't quite know if I want to read that. That seems inappropriate on so many levels.
Yeah, don't know what Ratatouille or Renaissance is. That's Renesmee, which is the daughter, and
rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, the daughter and Jacob. I think if she starts it after Renesmee is an adult, maybe I can get on board. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to hear about
Yeah, I don't want it. The whole I get you. I don't want it to be from when child to adulthood.
Would love, though, to figure out how, because she grows really fast.
Yeah.
How does she even have the ability to speak? That girl would not know how to speak. She may grow fast, but that doesn't mean she's developing like all of the knowledge she would need to function as an adult that fast.
How do you feel about that trope? Because I read a few books that, I mean, I know obviously like they are not human. It is fiction. This is not anything realistic, but someone who is young, as in terms of being alive, but is an adult, like a fully formed adult, like this, like a hybrid. It takes them like 8 years to be a full grown adult. Like, does that like, do you feel like that's kind of weird in terms of like having romantic relationships with adults who've been alive for 20 years?
Yeah. My whole thing is there's no possible way they could have the necessary knowledge and emotional maturity of the age they look.
Yeah.
So it's kind of how I feel about the book, the Door book.
Oh yeah.
He's like a child. So like it feels inappropriate.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the Jacob thing. I mean, what a way to go. What a crazy direction to go with that, because if he knew immediately when he saw her that he had imprinted, he should have walked away till she was an adult.
Yeah.
Minimum. But growing, like watching, that's nope. Mm-mm.
Grooming.
That's grooming, 100%. Because she never has a choice. From the moment she's born, she has been destined, not even like take away fate out of it. He has no, unless he leaves, he will have groomed her.
Yeah.
Because she will have never had a choice.
And there, Stephanie Meyer has walked right into another one.
Yeah. I guess much as I hate it, I totally read that book. Because I would love to see how she justifies it.
She's a fantastic writer. I thoroughly enjoy everything she writes.
The only book of hers that I ever truly loved was The Host. Yeah. That is, like, I would have loved more of those. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I would love to see how she justifies it or how she twists it to make it seem okay, because it's not.
Yeah. Well, she had to write her way out of the first one with Midnight Sun, so... I mean, not like, I'm not saying that she intentionally made those decisions to make Edward look like a creep, but she did have to follow up to justify those actions. So in this one, she better dot her I's and cross her T's. She better
find every plot hole. She better have had hundreds of people review it to make sure that it doesn't sound bad, because that is the only way that it would work is if you walked away.
Yeah.
I've read a couple books like that where they met them as children, knew that was their mate, and they immediately walked away because anything more, it would have never been appropriate.
Yeah.
So that way they never actually knew them growing up, because that's when it's gross.
Well, we see we know through Breaking Dawn Part 2 that as she grows up, he's her guardian. So
that's so wrong. That's why I hope she puts it out, because I would just like to see her dig that hole. And I would love to see her try and crawl out of it, but I don't think it would end up.
The TV or the movie adaptation, bring back Taylor Lautner.
I think she would. I think if she does put that out, the chances of her getting backlash are high.
Yeah.
But I would still read it. I'd have to know.
I wonder, because they do talk about imprinting is imprinting doesn't have to be romantic or whatever, because whenever she's royally pissed, Bella's pissed.
Yeah, it could be. No, because that's pretty much everyone he talks about that's imprinted is romantic.
Well, but that's why the way he justifies it. He talks to her, he tries to calm her down.
He'll pull whatever he wants out and say, well, how would she have any way to compare it?
That's why I'm wondering if Stephanie will take that route, be he's just her guardian, and then he protects her until she finds a vampire mate or something.
Doesn't she end up with him though at the end of Breaking Dawn? Don't they kind of give an after thing? Am I totally tripping? I'm pretty sure she ends up with him.
I just know that they're like together, but not together, but they're like together.
That'd be crazy. That would be a wild turn if she does that and makes her end up with a vampire.
We'll see. We won't know until it comes out.
Who else was obsessed with her from the books? Because there's somebody else that was like super interested in
the Volturi is interested in her.
Yeah, but they're all gone. Who was the other person? There's another person. Somebody was thinking it's going to be another love triangle like that.
Okay.
And honestly, if Jacob doesn't get it this time, I'm going to laugh. Like,
dang, poor Jacob.
I don't know. I can't feel bad for him.
He's single forever.
He saw a baby and was like, that's the one.
Couldn't have Bella.
Yeah, I'm actually, like, I really want to know, if she does write that book, I want to know if he was obsessed with Bella because she had the potential to create his mate, or if he chose her daughter because he couldn't have her.
Yeah, that's a hard
one. I want to know.
Because
I also think Edward should have taken him out right then and there. The treaty was gone still.
Yeah, it was.
Solve your problem, dude. I think even Bella would have been like, that's fine.
It's okay with me. That could happen. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the end of this. I think we beat a dead horse with this one.
I will say though that if she releases a book, there will be another very long episode going through that, because I will be dissecting it, especially if it's Jacob and Renesmee. But yeah.
But we do plan on doing like a mega episode before the anniversary happens, and I want to go through the whole series and like brush on a few other things that are in the book that I think are really important to character development, because you get more obviously of Bella and more of Edward throughout the other books, but this one was just so interesting because you get so much of what you were missing in Twilight, which was the conversations and the backstories, and
you get so much more of everyone else but her.
Yes,
which is perfect. I needed that.
Too much. There was too much Bella.
Yeah. Everything involving her was like, okay. Yeah. Anyway, and then he'd hear someone's thoughts, and I'm like, oh, who?
Oh, interesting. Something else.
Who's doing what now?
Well, this was this episode of Two Girls, One Bag Book. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. We put out episodes every Sunday, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.